shout out to my guy, Coby White. He went off last night, 27 points, 9 of 12 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3. The Hornets beat the absolute shit out of the Sacramento Kings. And that's the caveat here. It is the Sacramento Kings. They're a dog shit organization, dog shit team this year, but still, Coby White is putting up numbers. In his last 5 games, he's over 20 points per game, 5 rebounds a game, 4 assists. He's shooting over 50% from the field, shooting 47% from 3. And the Hornets are just flat out winning his minutes. In last night's game, he played 18 minutes. They were a plus 26. So you're seeing Coby White in the perfect role for him. And you guys know, diehard Chicago Bulls fan here. I loved Coby White dating back to his UNC days. I was super excited when the Chicago Bulls got him. But my hope for him was always that they would put a talented enough team around him to allow him to play this role, to allow him to come off the bench and be your heat check guy, be that guy who can take over a game. Because Coby White, he does have that transcendent talent, that rare talent, where he can just flat out take over a game offensively. He's one of those guys, he can put up 12 points in like 90 seconds and totally flip a game on its head. I've seen him do it many times in a Chicago Bulls uniform. It's fun to watch him do it in a Hornets uniform in games that are actually going to matter. But the Bulls, they never were able to put that kind of team around him, never able to give him the freedom to be that guy off the bench for them. They always were trying to put him in lead guard situations and then try to get him to be more of a 2-guard off of Josh Giddey, and it just flat out did not work. So it's nice to see him in a situation like Charlotte where he's not the best player on the team. He's not even close. Obviously, they got LaMelo. They got Brandon Miller. They got Con Knipple. Like, this is a talented team. So Coby White knows his role, and he goes in and he plays that role very elitely. Like I've said, since he got drafted, I see him as kind of that Ben Gordon archetype of player where talent-wise, he can be your starting shooting guard for sure. But to really maximize him, to really get the most out of him, you're going to be better off if you have a good enough team around him to allow him to come off the bench and just have that kind of freedom. So the Charlotte Hornets, man, they are a team that we got to start taking very seriously. With that win last night, they moved up to 8th in the standings, and that's big because now, instead of having to win 2 play-in games to make the playoffs, they just got to win 1 play-in game to make the playoffs. So that matchup, if they win that game and they go ahead and they're the 7th seed, that would be the Celtics right now. Very interesting matchup. They don't look quite as cohesive since Jason Tatum came back. Now, Jason Tatum, super talented guy, top 5 in the NBA when he's healthy. Jaylen Brown, super talented guy, playing like a top 10 guy this year. So talent-wise, I'm sure those dudes are going to figure it out. But right now, it's a lot of your turn, my turn with them, and it's kind of ruined some of the cohesion. So that's a matchup that the Hornets, it would be very interesting to see where they went with that matchup. I'm excited to see these guys in the playoffs. So the last couple of years with the Chicago Bulls with Coby White, I was always arguing for them to go ahead and make a play-in push, make a playoff push, even if it led to an 8 seed and getting whooped in the first round, because that allows you to see what these young guys do when the pressure is on. I take value in playoff games. I take value in, you know, a guy having to play the same team 4 times in a row where they pick up on your tendencies and you got to try to adjust. So for the Charlotte Hornets, seeing Coby White in a playoff series, that's going to be huge. Seeing LaMelo Ball in a playoff series, that's going to be huge. Con Knipple, Brandon Miller, like, that is good experience for this young team. And the Hornets, like I keep saying, guys, they are a team on the rise. They're going to have some cap space to play with this offseason. They're going to have some draft picks. Like, this is going to be a fun basketball team going forward. So shout out to Coby White. I am thoroughly enjoying him playing in Charlotte this year, surrounded by this kind of talent. This offseason, I predict he's going to re-sign with them anywhere from $18 million a year to maybe $22 million a year. Kind of seems like the ceiling for his player type. And then the Hornets, they're just going to keep climbing up those Eastern Conference standings. So once again, let me know in the comments how you guys feeling about these Charlotte Hornets. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. I believe since January 1st, they are top 3 in the NBA in net rating. That is a serious team that you guys better start taking seriously.